Good morning students, I am Shomajit sir. Today I am here to deliver my lecture on topic flower. Here I discuss about the different parts of flower and its function. This from the chapter how do organisms reproduce. So without any delay, let's start with the topic flower from the chapter how do organisms reproduce. So let's start. Sexual reproduction. See, when reproduction takes place as a result of the fusion of male and female gamete is called sexual reproduction. That means a male gamete fuses with the female gamete is called sexual reproduction. Clear? And the fusion of gamete is called fertilization, which results in variation. So sexual reproduction in flower. We'll start with the sexual reproduction in plant first. So in plants, we'll study up the flower. So flower are the reproductive organs of a plant. We know that in an entire plant body, the flower is the main reproductive organ. So a typical flower consists of 4 main holes, namely the sepal, petal, stamens and pistil. We'll see all these. Like group of sepal forms the calyx, group of petals forms the corolla. Understood? Like we'll study the male reproductive part of flower, female. Clear? We'll study one by one. So now types of flower. See, flower can be bisexual flower and unisexual flower. Bisexual flower means both male and female reproductive parts are present. Example, hibiscus and mustard. And unisexual flower means either male or female reproductive part is present. Example, watermelon and papaya. Understood? So bisexual flower means both male and female will be present. That means the male part of the flower is stamen or androecium. Clear? And the female part of the flower is pistil or carpel or gynoecium. Clear? These are the synonyms. So for bisexual flower, both stamen and carpels will be there. We can see this in the hibiscus, rosa sinensis and the mustard. And for unisexual flower, that means either male or female reproductive part will be present. We can see in a unisexual flower like watermelon and papaya. Next, this is a flower. You can see from bottom. I'll start from bottom. See, pedicel. Clear? So pedicel is a stalk of a flower. So what is the stalk of a flower called? Pedicel. Like stalk of a leaf, it is called petiole. Stalk of inflorescence is called peduncle. What is inflorescence? Group of flower is called inflorescence. Like sunflower. Sunflower is not a flower, it's an inflorescence because sunflower consists of numerous flowers in it. Clear? Sunflower is not a single flower. Like marigold or tagates. Clear? Marigold is not a flower, it's a collection of flowers. Like dahlia. Dahlia is not a flower, it's an inflorescence. Dahlia has numerous flowers in it. Clear? So followed by the green color, those are called sepals. Clear? So sepals combine to form calyx. So group of sepals forms calyx. Clear? Then on top of it we have a receptacle. Receptacle, another name is thalamus. So thalamus is an area or a point from where all the floral hole arises. So what are the floral holes? Calyx, corolla, androecium and gynoecium. Clear? So we'll see that. Now see, petals are there. So group of petals, as I have said, corolla. So individual is the coloring part of a flower that attracts the insects are petals. So each is called petal and group of petal is called corolla. Then we have androecium, another name is stamens. So androecium, the top circular but nut-shaped structure is called anther and the long tube-like structure is called filament. So stamen comprise of 2 parts, anther and filament. Now for gynoecium, clear? Gynoecium are of 3 parts, stigma, style, ovary. Clear? Understood? So for a complete flower, you have a structure, you see outline I have given. See, complete flower, 2 types. One is accessory organ, another is reproductive organ. So accessory organ means these are not essential part, these are accessory. If they are not present also, it does not affect the flower. Understood? Because the reproductive organs take part in reproduction and for production of flower and fruit it helps. But the accessory parts, they help for only pollination and protection. Reproduction, it doesn't help. So accessory organs are calyx and corolla, as I have said. Group of sepals forms the calyx and group of petals form the corolla. Clear? So sepals can be free, can be united. If they are free, they are called polysepalous. If they are united, they are called gamosepalous. Understood? Gamo means fused. Understood? Similarly for corolla, so group of petals forms the corolla. So petals can be free or united. So if they are free, they're called polypetalous. Poly means more, and if they're united, they're called gamopetalous. Clear? Now, reproductive organs consist of androecium and gynoecium. As I have said, androecium is the male part of a flower and gynoecium is the female part of flower. So androecium, another name is stamen, and gynoecium, another name is pistil or carpel. Now, under androecium, see here, androecium can be of two parts. There are two parts comprised of androecium. One is anther, another is filament. Clear? So it can be epipetalous, it can be epiphyllous. So now this androecium can be free as well as united. Clear? So if they are united, they are called monadelphous, diadelphous, and polydelphous. Similarly for gynoecium. Clear? So gynoecium, another name is pistil and carpel. So gynoecium consists of stigma, style, and ovary. If the gynoecium are free, they are called apocarpus, and if the gynoeciums are united, they are called syncarpus. So apocarpus we can see in lotus, and syncarpus we can see in mustard and tomato. Clear? Like polydelphous we can see in citrus, diadelphous we can see in pea, and monadelphous we can see in rose. Clear? So this is a complete outline of a flower, very nicely presented. This chart you will not find anywhere. So please hear my lecture, listen to it, copy down all the notes. You will be truly beneficial out of it, and you will score great marks and good marks. Next, so you can see the parts that I have said just now, I have discussed. You can see all the parts I have kept separately so that it is easier for you to understand. See, flower, leaves are given, stem is given, pistil is given, stamen is there, petals are there. No confusion, no doubts should be there. It's a very interesting topic, and it's very easy. Clear? And it's very scoring also. Next, you can see the common parts of a flower. You can see stigma, style, ovary. So stigma, style, and ovary comprise of pistil, isn't it? Now anther and filament. So these two comprise of stamen. Another name of stamen is androecium. Another name of pistil is carpel, gynoecium. Then we have petals, we have sepals. So no confusion should be there. Clear? Now, what is the characteristics of flower? See, the flower is a modified shoot. Clear? It is a shoot, but is a modified form of a shoot. Clear? So flower is a temporary plant organ, that is, it develops for only certain period of time. See, every year in certain specific time we can see a plant or tree is flowering. Entire year, throughout the year, 12 months it cannot flower, isn't it? It has a specific time, specific month where it flowers or when it flowers. Clear? So it bears floral leaves. Fruits and seeds are developed from flower. It takes part in reproduction of plant. It develops from shoot apex or axils of leaf or bracts. It is of various forms, colors, and possesses pleasant odor. Clear? Pleasant odor. Pleasant means smell, good smell, aroma. Now flowers, see, floral characters are the most commonly features to identify the plants. Clear? So much more reliable than the vegetative characteristics, because by means of floral characteristics only we can determine it is a male flower or a female flower. Clear? So if they have androecium only in a flower, it is considered as a male flower, and if they have only gynoecium, it is considered as a female flower, and if they have both androecium and gynoecium, we will consider it as a bisexual flower. Now, a flower is a stem tip bearing two holes of appendages that are sterile and two that are fertile. So all four holes are considered to be modified leaf. Clear? Now flower. Typical flower, four main types. One is calyx, another is corolla, one is androecium, another is gynoecium, as I have said earlier. So androecium, another name is stamen. Gynoecium, another name is carpel, and pistil. Now we can see the diagram so nicely presented. You can see all the parts are given so minutely so that you can grasp it. Clear? Always you have to study in a grasping mode, and the basics should be clear. From wherever you study, the basics has to be clear. Otherwise your studying is not enough. Don't study for the time's sake, vomit and write in the examination, score good marks. These are not allowed. Clear? These are not accepted. In the long run you'll face difficulties. So whenever you study study up to the base. Clear? So you can see receptacle, ovules. So where is ovules found? Ovules are found inside the ovary. Clear? And the arrangement of ovules inside the ovary is called placentation. Clear? And the arrangement of petals in a flower is called estivation. So these are the terminologies. So you can see stamen, two parts, anther and filament. You can see petal. These all I have explained. Now flower, they have an accessory hole, that is the sterile part, as I have said, sepals. Clear? So it protects the flower bud. All sepals are collectively form calyx, as I have said. Next, petals, pretty parts, that means the coloring part, the attractive part by which the insects will come to take the honey, isn't it? And the pollination will take place. So petals are used for attraction of insects for pollination, and all petals are collectively called corolla, as I have said. And the one more terminology you have to learn, that is perianth. What is perianth? The undifferentiated calyx and corolla forms the perianth. That means there are many flowers where the petals and calyx, or that means I can say the calyx and corolla are undifferentiated. You cannot differentiate which one is calyx and which one is corolla. So those flowers are called perianth. Clear? So they don't have a calyx and corolla separately. They're combined, they're fused, they cannot be differentiated. That's why they are called perianth. Now the fertile parts of flower, as I've said, the essential whole, the reproductive part, one is stamen. Clear? That is a male flower. So stamen, another name is androecium. The male part comprises of anther and filament. So all stamens are called androecium. So you can see very nicely this slides are made. These are all handmade slides, and all handmade notes are provided so that you can score very good marks. Next, you can see the fertile parts. Again, the female part of flower, that is a pistil or carpel or gynoecium. It comprises of stigma, style and ovary, and all carpels are also called gynoecium. Clear? As I have said. So you can see which one is stigma, which one is style, and which one is ovary. Now presence of absence of part. See, so when we call it as a complete flower, that means all bisexual flowers are called complete flower because it has 4 main holes, that is petals, sepals, stamens and carpels. Clear? So that's why the bisexual flowers are called complete flowers, and the unisexual flowers are called incomplete flowers. Clear? Now the main parts of flower, one is receptacle, one is sepal, another is petal, another is stamen, another is carpel. Clear? Now what is receptacle? The base of a flower to which all the parts of a flower are attached is called receptacle. Now what is sepal? The green leaf-like parts in the outermost circle of a flower are called sepals. All sepals taken together are called calyx. Now petals. The colorful parts of a flower are called petals. All petals collectively called corolla. Now stamen and androecium. It is the male reproductive organ of a plant. It is made up of 2 parts, anther and filament. And pistil, carpel or gynoecium, that is the female part of a flower or the female reproductive organs of a plant, and it is made up of 3, that is stigma, style and ovary. Now the parts that I have discussed, the parts of a flower that I have discussed, I'll tell the functions of each. Like pedicel. Clear? What is the function of pedicel? It connects the flower with the stem or branches or sub branches. Clear? Now what is calyx and what is its function? The function of calyx is that group of sepals from the calyx. Clear? See, what is the function of calyx? What are the function of calyx? It protects the inner part in bud from excessive heat, cold, rain and other adverse condition. When the sepals are colored, they attract insect and help in pollination. Sepals being green perform general functions of leaf. So if when the sepals are green, they perform the general functions like photosynthesis. Okay. Now the functions of different parts of flower, again the rest are corolla, androecium and gynoecium. For corolla, see, it protects the inner holes from external injury. They are bright colored because they are bright colored structure and attract insect for pollination. This is for corolla, that means group of petals from corolla. Now what is androecium? Stamen produce pollen grains. Clear? And the pollen produce male gamete and help in fertilization. Now what is gynoecium? It provides the embryo sac which after fertilization is converted into embryo and ovary after fertilization matures to form fruit which contains seed. So you can see one is how the arrangement of holes are there in the flower. You can see hypogynous, epigynous and perigynous. See, hypo means what? Ovary superior, perigynous label clear, and epigynous ovary inferior. So you can see the arrangement of different floral holes clear. So in hypogynous you see ovary is on top and all the 4 floral holes are arising below the ovary, and for perigynous you can see different altitude clear, and epigynous also you can see different altitude. Now presence or absence of parts, like perfect bisexual perfect flower, it is called complete flower. It is called bisexual flower, that means both stamens and carpels will be present. Now incomplete flower means something will be missing, one flower parts will be missing. It can be male part, it can be female part. So if the male part is missing, then it will be called female flower, and if the female part is missing, then it will be called as male flower. Now one more flower is that imperfect, like unisexual flower, missing of stamens or carpels or both clear, but not both clear. So unisexual flowers or imperfect flower, only one reproductive organs will be missing, either stamen or carpel clear, not both. Now what is staminate? Staminate male clear, that means unisexual flower with just stamen present clear. Staminate means only stamens will present. Now carpellate, that means unisexual flower with carpel present, only carpel will be there, that means female part. Now monoecious, what is monoecious? Monoecious means in one flower or in one plant both carpel and stamens will be present. And what is dioecious plant? That means plant has either stamen or carpel. That means all unisexual flower are called dioecious flower, and all bisexual flower is called monoecious flower. Now you can see the homework questions. First is what? See, draw and level and explain the structure of flower. Write at least one function of all parts of flower. Draw the outline flowchart of flower. Write at least 3 characteristics of flower. Thank you student. This was all about the entire lecture. We have discussed about the topic flower from the chapter how do organisms reproduce. So stay at home, stay safe. I am Shomujit sir signing off for today, and again we'll meet in the next class. Thank you students.